Good morning. Good morning to one and all present over here. I am Kanagadurga Ramesh. I am a storyteller, I am an author, and I am a soft skill trainer. And I also conduct a workshops, counseling, and business strategy via storytelling. I like to show my gratitude towards Eric because my life was transformed once I met the Eric. I was basically a kindergarten teacher for past 12 years. Once I changed my career towards the storytelling, my life was changed. Recently, I launched the book, The Perspective. I was basically a teacher. Once I met the Eric, how my life transformed, as a teacher, as a phonic teacher, as a soft skill trainer, as an author, as a reader, so many faces because of Eric only. Because I don't know my potential. Eric spotlight me, my potential. I acquire a lot of skills. Today I am conducting a lot of workshops in different colleges. Can you
I
show
must say,
the
if I can interrupt for a moment, I
yes.
saw you work with a group of maybe 100 or 200 children some years ago at that NGO, and I was so thrilled with the way you had them moving and speaking as if they were characters in the story.
Thank you, Eric. Thank you for the compliments you have given. Just show me my slides.
Your slides.
Yeah.
Yes, you sent them to me, but now I'm going to have to find them. Just a moment. I should have gotten this ready in advance.
Yeah. Today my workshop is building your story bank. How to build your story bank. The 4 things I'm going to teach you. He's searching for the slide.
Okay, it's coming.
Yeah.
Here we go. Screen share.
Yeah. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
Yeah. Building your story bank. This is my workshop topic. The next slide, Eric. Okay, thank you. A little of what I do. A storytelling class. I conduct a Spanish class for the youth and the kids, and I'm an author. I do business storytelling and counseling through storytelling in different colleges and for IT people also. And then next, Eric. Yeah. These are the topics we are going to see and discuss based on the building your story bank. There are 4 topics which I'm going to give the gist. You can follow up wherever you can go. Because this only I follow whenever I conduct a workshop for the storytelling, either it is a counseling or a business, whatever it is. Creativity, communication skills. You can take the gist from this and you can make your own perspective and then you can make the workshop. Now here, the first topic is stories are powerful. Why we need stories? How to build your story bank. Telling, listening to, and triggering the stories. These are the 4 topics. The first, why stories are powerful? The first thing, why stories are powerful? Can anyone tell me why stories are powerful? Past week we have attended so many workshops. You are hearing lot of things. You are listening lot of things. Can you give me a few points why stories are powerful?
Yes, I can say something.
Yes.
When we hear or read a story, we feel it's happening to us. So whatever hopes or fears the character is experiencing, we also, by identification, by association, we also feel those fears and hopes.
Yeah, good. Your experienced storyteller, Eric. I can't take your point. I want the who are coming to the workshop now. I want to get the points from them. You are mammoth in your storytelling. You whatever you say, it is yes only. Stories are powerful. It appeals to our senses and emotions. not only drawing our attention more easily, but also leave the impact in us. And then they give the mimic experience of moving through the world. How we think, we plan, we act, and we find the meaning. We find the meaning in our thoughts, plans, and actions. Stories are powerful insight into different traditions. Stories are powerful. They are deeply wired into our minds. Stories are powerful. It creates the emotional connection of values between the listener and the narrator. Now, next slide, Eric. Yeah, there are certain things how the stories are powerful. Next, Eric, next. Yeah. Thank you. How stories are powerful. There are certain features in the stories to narrate. Building the character, setting, conflict, plot, pacing, theme or a moral, dialogue, symbolism, tone and mood, and point of view. You can call it resolution or conclusion. What is the building the character? The characters plays a vital role in the stories. It gives an impact to the listener. Characters are the people will inhabit your story. Most stories are told through by character only. The character can learn and grow during the narration. It depends upon the story what you are going to tell. The characters depend upon the story. I can only tell 2 or 3 points based on this topic because we have the activity also after this. Now, what is the setting? For every story, we need a setting. Without setting, we cannot narrate the story. What is the setting? The setting is where and when your story happens. A proper story setting will act almost in the story when we narrating the story. And it is a character. We want to set the character in the settings. And setting should have the personality. For example, if you have visited the Hyderabad, there are so many in Ramoji city. There are different settings for the different films. If you want to take any film shooting, just like that, if you go for the Ramoji city, they have set up the setting. It's a traditional, it's an authentic, it's a what base the story based on according to that they have set up. If you have been to the Hyderabad, you have an idea. There are different settings. A place we call the Ramoji in Hyderabad. What is the conflict? Without the conflict, the story will not be interesting. What is the conflict? What you will use to drive the plot of the story is a conflict. And you can set up the character that living the average life, something happens to disrupt the normal life. There we call it an inciting event and we call this a conflict. Most of the movies, if you see the character, the hero will be the very poor and he will have a breakthrough and after he become a rich, the life process what is undergoes brings the conflict in the story. This creates a conflict and conflict that character spends rest of the story and trying to overcome that hurdles, whatever he faces in that story. That the conflict begins and ends. Plot. What is the plot? The plot is what happened, right? Okay, it is more than that. But the plot might be one or more straightforward concept to wrap up your mind around. But whenever we narrate the story, we can't see all this gist. But you should frame before you enter into the story. Then because when we are aware of this points, no, we'll forget to tell our story. So before preparing the story, before narrating the story, you just check it whether these points are there. We are building the character, or setting, a conflict, plot, pacing, what's the theme, what's the dialogue. You can take the gist and then you can frame the story. Because when you narrate the story, if you see each and everything, you will stuck, you cannot narrate it properly. You should be always asked, oh, I want to tell about the character, I want to tell about the setting, I want to tell about the plot, what is the pace, what is the dialogue. You'll be so aware of, then you will stuck when you're narrating the story. You want to do the things prior of preparation when before you are narrating the story. Now next, let's move on to pacing. What is the pacing? Pacing refers to how much is happening in each part of the story. Less action will make for a slower story. If it's a more action, then some more. So depending upon the story only, the pacing happens. Next, what's the theme and the moral? Every story has a theme and moral. If you have taken from the book, or if you are from experience, or whatever you have seen, you have done, there is a theme and moral. See, everybody listens to a story, but something other than they will take a minor point from you. A small point, we don't know. You have narrated the story. When you get the feedback, on that day you narrate the story, you got, for example, you said that the point pricked me. I have listened to my so many feedbacks. I don't know, when I'm narrating the story, I just narrate the story. But some points will prick the audience who are listening to them. When it comes to me, when they call me and give the feedback, oh, this the point, it has pricked for them. But we don't know. It may differ person to person. So based on the story, how you are narrating, the emotional thing, when it comes to the story, it prick the listeners when they are in that, when they are traveling that emotional path, it pricks them. So the theme or the moral, you can indulge the theme or moral in the mid of the story or the end of the story, we don't know. When we're narrating a story, we are into the story. We are not so cautious what's going on in the story. But when the people who are listening to a story, they will take so many, they will intake from us. When we get the feedback, only what we have received, we come to know. So the theme and the moral plays a vital role in the storytelling. Dialogue. 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 What is this dialogue? No? When I'm narrating the story, suddenly in that story, if there is a two animal, it's a crow and the fox. The fox speaks like this. Suddenly, the people are not listening. No, they just they will listen. Because suddenly when the voice changes, when we narrate the two character with dialogues, if they are not listening, that change of the voice and dialogue, it will turn the face towards our story. Because somebody will be physically they will present, mentally they'll be absent. We don't know. When you have that dialogue and story, that changes the person to listen carefully what's going on. The dialogue is the medium for the conflict. Every conversation should give the readers a new information. And then what is the symbolism? The symbolism, it allows the narrator to express a complex of ideas while giving the listener as a visual experience. You can get into the story. You will not interrupted. You will not get any distractions when we narrate the story in such a way that the listeners, they are very keen in listening. So we need the symbolism in the storytelling. The tone and mood. The dialogue and tone one is no difference. The tone, if it is a voice modulation, you want to give the good variations. In tone of voice, attitude, emotion, and speed, and pitch and rhythm. Some stories I watched last week, Ambujam, no, whenever she narrates the story, she will sing nice songs, she will put some rhythm. That will be very interesting. It will pat others to listen the story. Yeah, something is going around. They will listen to the story. They will listen to the music. Because music, no, it attracts, it pulls the people towards the story. And there are variations. There are variations in the voice. You want to give the contrast, slow and fast. And continuously, like this, you can go with a pause. This I learned from Eric. Wherever you don't go with a continuous speed, you just take the pause in the story. Then the listeners will listen to the story. And then the soft and the loud, and then low and high pitch. These are the basic tone and mode for the storytelling. And then what is the point of view? When you describe the story, who is telling the story? Is it a character in the story? That would be the first person. That would be the first person point of view, or is it the narrator? You want to check that point of view when you narrate the story. When you frame the story, you want to frame according to whether the third person is narrating the story, or the first person narrating the story, or the narrator narrating the story. You should see, this is a workshop. This is not the storytelling. When we narrate the story, we never see all those things. But if you are conducting the workshop, these are the basic things you need to indulge in every storytelling. Last but not the least, the resolution and the conclusion. Every story has a conclusion. Or at the end, sometimes interpretation also is there. You can give your various ideas to get the conclusion. Each people, they have a different perception to end up the story. That conclusion will be based on their ideas, on their perceptions. But the story conclusion will be different. When we started interrupting the story, when we give a chance to the people who are listening, they will give different ideas for the conclusion. Now, every story has an end. Ending is a crucial part of the story. A conclusion will leave your listeners thinking about your story for hours. This I've experienced. I used to do a storytelling for the Tamil. And I also deal with the ADHD students, autism kids. Whenever I narrate the story, this story they like. The story name is Unakoru Dongu. When I narrate the story, Unakoru Dongu, I keep on repeating that sentence. No, Unakoru Dongu, Unakoru Dongu. The sentence is in Tamil. Once I wind up, the kids who have listened to the story, Miss, Unakoru Dongu, they repeat that sentence. That is my story's impact towards that kids. So when a strong sentence, a strong thing, what we are giving the impact to the audience, that will lingering their mind for hours. That I've seen whenever I do my storytelling. That impact you should bring whenever you are narrating the storytelling.
Yes, and Kanika, I suggest you add another category here because you're so good at it, the category of audience participation. You've just mentioned that sometimes you'll say a phrase and encourage the listeners to repeat it. So
Yeah.
that is lead and follow.
Yeah.
But another way is, when you play, and I mention this because you're so good at it. When you play a character, your audience members are automatically in the position of the other character. The mouse said to the lion, "Please don't eat me, Mr. Lion." So all of your listeners are in the position of the lion. "Please don't eat me, Mr. Lion." But then you reverse roles and say, "I'm the lion, and I'm going to eat you, you little mouse." And you can get children to respond as if they were the mouse. So audience participation in these ways and other ways is also such an important part of storytelling, especially with you. Because you're so good at it.
Yeah. I know, Eric. That's where after this the activity I'm going to give, the audience, who are listening, they want to give me the activity. I'll just give them. They want to do the time. They want to do it. Next thing, shall I go the slide?
Yeah.
Why stories? Audience, are you there? I'm not getting any feedback, any sound.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So the next thing we are going to do an activity. I want your answers. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Next, Eric. Why stories matter? Why stories matter? Stories are universal. If you go to the village, they narrate the story. If you go to out of the country, it is a universal thing. Whoever want to say, see, while talking, when we are narrating some instance to others, it comes based on the story only. See, once on the way I came, I met this man. It happens. This is also the story. We are just official form of storytelling only that Eric has taught us. But the ordinary thing, the daily conversation with the maid, the daily conversation with the spouse, with the friends, with the colleagues, we are socializing. That makes the stories. Stories are universal. Stories help us to understand our place in the world. Yeah, I'm the great testimony for this. See, I have this skill. I don't know where Eric pulled pulled me in that storytelling. Now I acquire a lot of skills, how to narrate the story, how to cover up the audience, how the audience will answering, how to take the story from the starting to the ending point. So I've seen so many things. I acquire a lot of things to be the best storyteller, but still I'm learning. This story, I started the storytelling with colliding with Eric. So slowly I started my English communication skills, public speaking skills, and then phonics sound. And I started reading lot of books. Once I read the books, I started writing. Every day I used to journal. Once I started journaling, I got an idea to publish a book. So I did a little research how the small things. My book is based on the savoring the life of simple pleasures, finding the joy in the little moments that life offers. See what the people fail to see that I captured in my book. This I have acquired a lot of skills, and today in this world, I am also a person I can deal with the counseling, storytelling. I'm an author. I don't know before that. Before I met Eric, no, I was basically a kindergarten teacher. I was for nearly 16 years, I was a kindergarten teacher. I'm also introvert. I never participate in everything. I'm very scared to speak. Once I entered the storytelling, I took, I took a challenge. Yeah, I should not be an introvert. I should be, I should be an extrovert. Once I developed my skills, no, today I got my place. I got so many topics with I had so many skills with me. I'm an author, I'm a reader, I'm conducting a storytelling. Why no? Before I was in the school, I don't know anything. I'll just go to the work from morning, the whole day I'll work, I'll come back. There was no interesting chapter in my life. But once I joined the storytelling, I used to grab each and everything because when I grab the things, I can narrate in my story. I used to hear a lot of stories. I read lot of books. An instant, whatever instance comes, I'll just record in my subconscious mind, or I'll take a journal, I'll write and keep it. And daily, that enhanced my creativity, imagination to write and keep a book, whatever I think, whatever I see, whatever I observe, and I share with the others. I like to social with the different kinds of people. There are different experience. The world is full of ideas, thoughts. All these thoughts, no, it soon evaporates from our mind. So as soon as we get a new idea, a creativity mode, when we think out of the box, we should make a mark and we should note in the book. Whenever we are doing a storytelling, suddenly it provokes that subconscious mind come to our mind, and we can narrate that what you have recorded. I've seen, I have conducted so many workshops. I gathered all these important points and I just exhibited whenever I tell the storytelling. The stories help us understand and my place in the world. And stories help us to learn how to act wisely. Yes, this is true. It acts as why now once we started in our storytelling with the whole author, we started doing we started searching the new things how to put into my story, how to how to make the story interesting towards the listener. Like that, lot of things will come into my mind. Whenever we notice, no, we want to note it because we become, when we become a storyteller, we become more observant. We want to collect the ideas and thoughts because it soon evaporate from our mind. It is a very fast task. So whatever you see, whatever you grab, whatever you observe, whatever you socialize, when you meet the people, when you're telling something interesting, you want to note the point. Because whenever you do the storytelling, it helps us to narrate that point to the listeners. Stories are, Eric, stories help sharpen our perspective of the world. Yes, it helps to sharpen our mind. See, you want to sharpen your axe. I am a storyteller just like that, you can't say. If you keep on learning, if you keep on attending a lot of workshops, if you keep on reading, if you keep on socializing, the storytelling skills will enhance. Just I know the storytelling, I attend a workshop, that's enough, you can't say. If you enhance your knowledge in the storytelling, you want to enhance your knowledge through a lot of things. That's a homework for us. When you started your practice and you consistently, if you practice, surely we can show our skills through storytelling. Eric, can you move that one? Yeah, thank you. One more, one minute. Can you come down?
Come down again?
Yeah, 1 sec. 2 points. No. Go up. Yeah, that's enough. And the stories help us understanding the others people and their perspective. Stories help us to understand other people. See, you don't know. Sometimes we have some emotions when we narrate the story, that emotions will coincide with the other people. We don't know, but unknowingly, the narrator and the listener will sail the same boat, but we don't know. But that what we narrating, we are giving a solution in that. It soothes for them. So the next thing, next, Eric, and then there are some stories.
Kanakadurga and Eric, sorry to bother you guys, but Eric, can I suggest you to only share this particular PDF, because Eric, actually, you are sharing your screen and we can see all what is happening in your WhatsApp. Thank you.
I'm sorry, I didn't understand.
So can you share only the PDF, because now you have shared your screen via Zoom. So even if you are typing on WhatsApp, we can see that.
Oh, I'm sorry about that. Okay, I'll try not to do anything else on my screen.
No, you can just share the PDF.
I don't think it, I mean,
Okay.
I don't think it's fair to ask Kanaga to do that without any prior thought about this. It's her file, you know. Kanaga, please keep going. I'll keep my screen clear.
Okay. Thank you, Eric. Thank you, who have said no. Thank you. This is a quote. Stories are important, for they are the manifestation of a society, values, beliefs, and dreams. They transcend the culture and right into the history. My next thing, Eric, next slide. Yeah. How many participants are there? 8. Now, we are going to play an activity. See, I've given the taglines. You want to see the taglines and you want to tell the product. Are you ready?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. The next slide, Eric. Yeah. Stop. The time to guess the taglines. Every day you're watching the movies. There are so many ads are coming between the YouTube, Instagram, TV, movies. These are the taglines. Can you tell the product what is it? You can type in the chat box. Or you can open your this thing and you can also share with me. Yeah, very good. Yeah, impossible is nothing is Adidas, correct. Adidas. Yes, very good. Red Bull. Because you're worth it. That's a famous brand. Yes, Divya. Yes, Divya, you are right. Have a break. Just screw your brain and just get it back to the tagline. Kit Kat, yes, you are right. Yes, yes, yes. Never settle for others. Yes, what's that? Are you ready to see the answers for this? Or shall I give some more time to answer? Yes, Burger King. Yes, correct. Yes, yeah, right. You are right. Good food and good life is Nestle. Yes. Innovation and you. Divya answered most of the things. Have a break. Kit Kat. Life's good. Yes, PLG, yeah. You want to see the answer? If you say yes, I will just put on the screen what are the answers for these taglines. Okay, shall I put the answer for this? Yeah, sure. Okay. Eric, can you show the next? Eric? I think Eric is not there. Eric?
I'm sorry, should we go to the next page?
Yes.
I'm sorry.
Okay. The answers. Impossible is nothing. Connect with the people for no reason at all. Give your wings. Have it your way. Because you're worth it. Beauty in the motion. Never settle. Life's good. Have a break. Good food, good life. Innovation and you. You got the answer for this tagline. Most answers Divya have answered. Thank you, Divya. Thank you for participating. Shall we go to the next slide, Eric? Yes. The third thing, how to develop your story bank. Another aspect to consider in the storytelling is the story bank. What is a story bank? I just want to tell the 5 points for the story bank. Next slide, Eric. Yeah. Story bank. Stories are usually start in one or two ways. The time markers and the place markers. The time, place, ambience is very important for the story bank. In some stories, when you narrate the AD, the particular date, the particular month, the particular incident, it's very easy to capture the listener's point. So we want to make the time markers and the place markers. Stories are always about something happening, a casual sequence of events. That's it. What I said priorly. Everyday conversation is a story. Stories are always something happening every day. The way we are taking our life, we used to observe keenly when we are in conversation with others. You can easily catch up the points when you are socializing the different kind of people, their culture, their tradition, their emotion happening in their life. Sometimes it prick, that will also make a story. Next, Eric. If you hear the people's name or dialects, you know you are hearing a story. Yes, when you narrate the story, whenever I used to conduct the business storytelling, I used to take a lot of case studies because if we give the case study only, they'll be very interesting. You want to show the reality of the life. This start and this happens, this end. Then, oh, we are not the hyperbole of the story. What the reality, what we have experienced. If you share such type of story, the listeners will be the very they give lot of importance. They give a you can see the prompt listeners towards our story, and then a story is a promise to the listener that they will learn something new. We narrate the story and we'll go, but there are a lot of things when we narrate the story. And the next, Eric, next slide. Curiosity of the listener draws a conclusion to story. I said this point priorly. Conclusion. Curiosity of the listeners draw the conclusion. I've experienced when I was doing a workshop in Pondicherry, that Katral Trivia. There I narrated a story for the students. It was a fear story. I don't know. The story will be very interesting. I don't know, somebody is watching, listening to the story outside the classroom. I didn't I didn't end up with the conclusion. I just left. I paused for some time. The person who is listening outside, no, he came inside the room. Please tell the conclusion. I'm waiting for that only, sir. I didn't notice that he was watching for the long time and he's listening the story. I just narrated the story. I stopped and paused and I took a pause. I didn't give the conclusion for the story. The person who is standing outside, no, he was in a hurry. He came inside. Please tell the conclusion. What is the story conclusion? I want to say, and then only I want to move to the other class. I don't know. He's working there or I don't know what work he's doing in that school. I don't know. He was listening to a story. He just like that. He came inside to me. You please tell me secretly what the conclusion of the story. Let me finish and go outside. So I don't know the conclusion. He was awaiting for the conclusion of the story. After a while, I said the conclusion. I was so happy. He conveyed me. The story was very nice. What the myth about the fear we are having, no, it just rebuke once you narrate the story itself. I was so really, when we narrate the story, we want to see our ambience also, what's going around. Who are the watching around us? Are they listening? Sometimes, no, abruptly, what's going around, we don't know anything, we just narrate the story. But most of the people very curious to listen to the story. So we should be very careful in narrating the story, and because the conclusion will give us a great impact towards the audience. When I deal with the students, they will raise lot of questions. What has this happened before? What was there? It is a very interesting workshop when I do with the students. That too, I do a lot of NGOs, the government based. The kids know என்ன ஆச்சு? What happened? What is before you happened? What is prior? What is afterwards? What in the mid? They raise lot of questions. It means they are very curious in listening the story. The curiosity, once they hear the story, what they do, they started creating the story with a lot of curiosity. They will narrate the story. Miss, I am also ready to narrate this. If I call someone, are you ready to? Everybody will put their hands to narrate the story. Because why? No, they are very curious. Story means very curious. What happened next? The imagination level, when we narrate the story, it will go to the peak. When we stop, no, why you stop the story? Come on, come on, come on. They will keep on asking. When I work with the kids, it will be very interesting. I'll get a lot of feedbacks. At the same time, when I work with the ADH and autism, no, I think these kids, they don't listen. What they are in some world. I think that according to that, I'll plan and narrate the story to them. But I will get they will shout behind me. When I narrate the story, they shout behind me. I'll be very happy when I narrate the story with the ADH people and autism, because they are very curious to listen to the story. Next, Eric. Next slide. Yes. The next is telling, listening, and triggering the stories. Telling, listening, and triggering the stories. What is telling? Eric, next slide. Yes. Telling the story. There are 7 steps in telling the story. First, know your story. See, you cannot share the story that you are interested in that. Every time, once I was doing that mistake, I'm so interested in knowing the story of a Tamil story, Unakoru Dongu. Because everybody liked the story, I like the story. So wherever I go with the kids festival or kids school, with the students, I started narrating the story because I am so interested in that. That's wrong. You want to see the audience, you want to see the whether they are teens or pre-teens or adults, they are students, they are 8th standard, they are pre-primary school. You want to check according to that. You want to plan the story. The story is very interesting to you. You cannot share the story. The story should come based on the audience, how they are interested, what the nerve is. You should check everything. According to that, you want to plan the story. List the important events in the story. Don't take the story as a very hard manner. You just remove it. Remove all the unwanted things. Just go with the ease. Just how you are talking with your family, how you are talking with your friends, like that you narrate the story. Then the story will go with a very ease manner. You can also narrate the story with a lot of curious, because listeners also like the story, you also like the story. When both of them indulge the story will come out very well. And then the time sake, and then place sake, and then name sake, you should not share the story. It should come from the bottom of the heart. Weave it in your way. What is your idea? What is your based on? What is your thing? What you are interested? Based on that, weave it in your way. Then the story will be very nice. Practice, practice, revise, practice. Most of the things I have done. See, for this workshop, for the week, I'm just doing the practice, how to exhibit in a proper manner. So don't take lot of things to teach them. Because remove it is means, see, when you are narrating the story, sometimes it would be very complicated when we're narrating the story. The things, no, how to say, if see, you don't go with the religion base, political base, culture base. Culture is okay, because sometimes that story, will prick the others. Why you are see, we are talking we are talking the public. We should be very careful when we narrating the story. It should not touch the religion. It should not touch the politics. Some basic things we should not put in the story. The story, when the listeners coming towards us, they want to relax. They want to relax. They want to enjoy. They want to enjoy the story. Just like that, you just memorize it and you just want to put, that's not the story. You take different experience. See, this is a workshop. Whenever I conduct the workshop, no, I can't say whatever I given the presentation. I want to add the points what I have experienced past 7 years in my storytelling. So this is very important. You can indulge some of the points in the story and then perform. And then you need evaluation. You need the feedback. So next time, if you get what are the mistakes you have done, no, when it comes to the feedback, You can correct it. Next time you will not do. And then next, Eric, next slide, Eric. Now listening. What is the listening? There is a difference between the hearing and listening. What is the listening? Listening and hearing. Listening means listening where we put all the sensors and we listen. Hearing means if somebody say hi, just walking, hi, hello, you will not hear, you will not listen properly. Just for namesake is a hearing. But listening will put all the senses, the eyes, nose, and mouth, and ears, and mind. With the whole heartedly, we listen to the story. Listening helps to see through new eyes a different world of the truth. Audience connect closer to the speaker when the audience listens properly. What is the significance of listening? The story causes the brain to release the oxytocin with empathy and cooperation. And then listening happens without any intentional effort. I should listen whenever. See, when we are in the school, no, when teacher teaches, we sit. I should listen properly. I should not forget. It means you never listen properly. It is a wholehearted manner. Curiosity is very important. Listening. What she's going to do next? What the teacher is going to tell the thing? What Eric is going to give the next workshop? If you are very curious, the listening will take place without any effort. Listening happens without any intentional effort. It helps the brain visually to kick into the gear. Listening helps, excuse me. Sorry for interrupting. Listening helps without any intentional effort. The intentional effort, how it comes, no? When you have the curious to listen only, the intentional effort, it never happens. Just if you sit and you are curious, the listening automatic happens in your body. Helps the brain visual process to kick into the gear. It helps the people to see their own value. When we narrating the story, I used to, when somebody narrates the story, I just kindle my imagination. Oh, this will happen. The thought will be like this. The person is next to it. The story I can visualize. When we visualize when in the brain, our creativity works a lot. So there is a lot of difference between hearing and the listening. So listening is very important. For the listening, the curious is very important. If you are not curious, that damn you sit and listen, but nothing will go inside your mind. Okay? It helps the people to see their own value. Eric, next slide. Eric? Yeah. What is the triggering? Triggering stories. This is a curious. Yeah. A useful story point for connecting with the people's emotions. Most of the workshop in the Eric I've seen, Eric's wife Madeline, she used to do a lot of workshops. I used to join that workshop. Whenever Madeline conduct a workshop, that will be emotional bondage in that psychodrama. I've seen a lot of things. I've attended a workshop. I've seen that emotional bondage where something will release when we are stuck in some point. We need such kind of workshops to release our emotions. When we are in low self-esteem, when we are emotional, when somebody hurt us, when somebody ill-treat us, during that time we need a workshop. Such workshops, it release our emotions freely, and we are so energetic. We'll be transformed. I've seen a lot of workshops when I do with Eric. It will be very interesting. We feel somewhat we have released we have released our tension, we release our emotions, we are free. Our mind will get free. Palette of human emotions can attack the attention of the audience. Palette of human emotions. When I go for the IT people, they have the concept. Your watch is going to narrate. Already we are in a hectic work. Watch is going to narrate. Some people will come and sit in front of me in a very boring ambience. Your watch is going to do. See, for that, no, I want to trigger something. Then only they will listen to my stories. Otherwise, they will dumbly listen. They only hear. They never listen. They are physically present, mentally they are absent. Then if you see the nerves of the audience, according to that you want to take the story. If you trigger the story only, the audience will give the full concentration towards us. Just like that, we are reading the book, they never listen. Something anecdote we want to use, some stories, some happenings we want to use in the story. Then we can pull the audience attention towards us. The cause the person to recall the traumatic experience. Yeah. Healing. Last time we had the topic of healing. Healing, yeah. It kindle about see what we have undergone past. That it will recall. That instant will recall. When I was attended so many this storytelling, some instance were recalled me the traumatic experience. It was new to me, but when I attend the workshop, no, gradually what it was stuck, no, it slowly release, gradually release, and I'm free. It takes the audience with traumatic experience. And then what are the concept of triggering? You want to initiate, you want to actuate, and you want to set up. The three things are there. And triggering topic, no, person, you can take some person, place, thing, situation, incident. There are a lot of things will trigger the audience because it coincides. See, when we narrate the story, something. See, when we watch the movie, no, if something interesting comes on the movie, we'll just indulge in that and we watch the movie. Why no? Mostly it coincides our lifestyle. The movie, what happens in that story, and in our real life, it coincides. So we'll be mindful towards that story. It happens. It happens. Lot of things which happens when we watch the story, when we watch a series. Sometimes our life will coincide with that story, with the movie, with the series. So we are so indulged in that. You should bring that experience towards an audience. That's a triggering topic. You can share your own experience, what you underwent. Everything is everything is ideas, wisdom, and then knowledge only. See what today you experience, it gives a motivation to the others. So, Eric, the next slide. Yeah. Now I'm going to give the activity. Choose a picture from a gallery. Either you have in your phone or you have a piece of a photo, the old photos, no, just prior to the last year or 6 months, and narrate the memory associated with the picture using the storytelling. Are you ready? Can we do this?
Yeah.
Yeah. Just take it from the gallery. Not last week. It should be last year or 6 months back. Minimum 3 months back. Minimum 3 months back. I'll give a minute. Yeah, my time is up to 11:30. My workshop will end. So can any of you narrate the
No,
story?
your workshop goes until 12 o'clock.
Oh, okay. Thank you, Eric.
Yes. So
Okay,
you
thank
have
you.
plenty of time now for activities.
Okay. Thank you, Eric.
So we do we have to share the picture and narrate the story, or
Let's,
Yes.
I'm going to come off of screen share
Yeah,
and I'm going to come off of spotlight.
yes.
yeah,
Okay, so we only 3 of us have our cameras on, but there's another 4 or 5 who are in the session. So please suggest what activities should be done.
I am on my phone, so I won't be able to share the picture.
Okay. Because if you show the picture now, it will be for us also interesting to see the picture and
Let
based
me
on.
Well,
try if I can.
you
Let
can
me
show
try
your
if I can-
picture. Nina, you can just draw a picture and then hold it up to the phone. So, Kanaga, did you invite us to draw a picture? I'm sorry, I missed that.
Yeah. See, if you want, you can draw, or you can take it from your gallery. We have the old photo with you at your
We should-
home.
We should look at any photo and
Yeah.
and tell a story relating to that photo.
Yes.
Okay, so we can look at a photo and write a little story about that.
Yes.
Either
Just a whole story.
a true story or an imaginary story.
No, a true story.
Okay, if it's a photo, it should be a true story if we know the story of the photo. But otherwise, we can draw a picture from any story and also make up the story for that picture.
Yeah, there's a photo should be there.
Oh, so your first choice is to take a photo.
Yeah. Just
Okay, so if,
I'll show my
yeah.
story and I'll narrate one story. Just let me check.
Well, I suggest if people can't find a photo they want to work with, let them just draw a picture and
Okay.
then make up a little story about that picture. So
Yes.
they can have a choice, either
Okay. No problem.
write a story relating to a photo or draw a little picture and write a story relating to that picture.
Yeah, sure, Eric. Whatever is comfortable, you just opt to that.
I'm just going to cover my camera for a minute because I have to run around.
Yeah, sure.
But
Okay, sure.
I'm right here. I'm
Yeah.
hearing everything.
Okay.
Now, I think you can see the picture behind me.
Yes.
Yellow color flowers, golden yellow flowers. So, we all love sambar, right? Idli sambar is favorite things, and we know. So, do we know? Have you ever seen where does this sambar dal comes from? So, I was excited when I went to Chianki, Jharkhand,
Okay.
3 months back, where my husband is posted.
Okay.
So they had a farm behind. We have heard a lot about sambar dal, tuar dal, or arhar as it is known here,
Yes.
and also about til or sesame seeds, right? So the Jharkhand or Chianki, the village, the panchayat, basically is a place where more of arhar or sambar tuar dal is cultivated. So the moment I saw this picture of the bloom, the golden lush of bloom coming around, it was a happy moment to see something that you have been used to while eating
Yes.
and knowing about when you talk about the quality that the dal has or the pulses that we are supposed to eat. But when you see it in reality behind you, it's something that is very helpful. So I took this picture to tell stories, you know, through my WhatsApp status and Insta. Like, this is a plant that, from where you get the tuvar dal. And then there was one picture. I'm sorry, I couldn't join through my laptop because of my network connectivity. Otherwise, I had more picture where, other than this particular flower, even how it develops into the beans of the tuvar dal. So this is one way of telling stories to even to an adult or to a child, if you want to. So you don't need to stick to the fairy tales and other things. We have a lot around us to tell stories. So this is one way that I wanted to tell a story. And this is the picture of tuvar dal, which I wanted to tell everyone. Yeah, look, we sometimes think that most of the South Indians love sambar and other things. So we think that sambar is basically, it's cultivated somewhere in South. But the fact is, more of the cultivation is done in the northern part of India. And especially, I think how probably very few might have heard about Chianki, which is a panchayat in Jharkhand. Jharkhand was basically with Bihar. Now Jharkhand Ranchi. So this is how, when we go to other places, we get to know what exactly is happening there, or what their agriculture occupation is. So the people there are more into cultivating arhar, til. We all love til laddus, and we use the oil for so many auspicious things. So this is where this comes from. So this is a story that I have to share.
Wow, it's very, very interesting, Nina. Really,
you.
I used to visit a lot of places to Wayanad, Kerala side. I used to visit. When I see that the natural thing, no, some dopamine will flow inside the body.
Yeah,
I can feel that
yeah,
nature connection. No, it will be very nice.
very nice. Yes,
Interesting to hear your story.
thank you.
Mm. Yes, Roja.
Can I go? Yeah,
Yes,
I want to show this hand. Can everybody see this?
yes, yes.
So this is a painting, oil painting of a picture of a beautiful woman who is painting. Okay, so recently I went to. I live in Bangalore. Recently I went to a place called Chitrakala Parishad, where
Okay.
once in a year all the artists come and showcase their work. So basically, it's a busy road. The road is all closed on both from both sides, and then people display their paintings on both sides of the road, all the way ranging from 200 rupees to 10 lakhs. So across India, people come and showcase their work, and then it's open only for one day. We go, we can just see and come back. We can shop around. There's a lot of food stalls. There's a lot of activity there. It's quite popular. So this was my first time. I went there. I was looking around, and I was amazed to see the talent and the workmanship of so many artists. And I was walking around with my couple of friends, and people were buying from popular artists. I mean, there are not so popular ones. There are very students, all sorts of people displaying. So I went to this girl, a young girl who had beautiful. This was one of her beautiful paintings displayed, and I went and asked, how much is this? And she said it is 500. It is so beautiful, the one that I bought. And I told her I want to buy it, and she couldn't believe her ears. So nobody was really buying. They were all going to the big ones, and I could see tears in her eyes.
Oh,
And she's like, she was stunned, and she was looking at me with wide eyes. Young girl, maybe less than 20 years old. And then I said, I want to buy it, and I asked her, how did you? What made you draw this picture? And she said, see, I always wanted to draw a picture which draws somebody's attention. And I could picture myself as that painter who's like, forgets everything and painting. If you look at her, there is on the cheeks, there is paint. Can you see it properly? Yeah. On the cheeks, there is painting. And she's like, I picturize myself as one of those who just forgets herself and keeps painting. And it's very beautiful. And then she said, can I take a picture with you? And she actually took a selfie with me. I said, no, I want to take a picture with you because when you become a big artist, I want to boast that I got a painting from you and you signed on it. And there is a signature of
Just show the signature, Roja.
so though I just went, yeah,
No, I couldn't see. Ah, okay.
Nisha.
Okay,
Yeah.
Nisha.
Yeah. So it's like I thought I was
Oh, looks like her image is frozen.
Yes. Yes. Divya?
Maybe it'll come back, or she should hang up and come back
I
in.
actually didn't. I wasn't
Okay.
able to get any. I mean, I have, but I really am not able to figure out how to put that into a story. It was just another storytelling event I was at.
No,
So I,
we don't want the
Just
story.
show-
Just
If
wherever
you,
it goes
if you
like that.
show us the picture, we'll make up the story.
okay, so just give me a minute.
Even I have the picture story with me. Let Divya finish.
Maybe somebody else can do that while
Sorry.
I'm.
Sorry.
Rosa. Yeah, please go on.
I think
Rosa.
I lost. Yeah, I lost my connection. I'm so sorry. Yeah, that's all. I wanted to narrate it today because when you said show a picture, that was the first thing that came to my mind. Probably not a story, it's an experience, but I wanted to narrate it to all of you. Thanks for listening.
Very, very interesting, Roja. Very interesting. Thank you. Thank you very much.
How do I show this?
Okay, even I don't know.
Divya, just put the picture up in front of the screen, in front of the camera.
Yes, yeah. Even I also plan. I want to show this picture.
Oh, okay, hang on 1 second. Yeah, so
Divya, I think you turned your camera off. Yes, there it is. Good.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
put it up close and try to hold it still.
Yeah. We can see Divya. Yeah.
Good.
yeah, so this is the tulip gardens of Srinagar, Kashmir.
Okay.
And while we were visiting there, it was a very, there was a lot of dilemma whether we would be able to see it, because it's a very, it's blooms only in that certain time, and you have to catch it at that right time or something. And there were, so all that was there while we were traveling. And luckily we were able to catch a glimpse of that. The first thing that struck my mind when I saw was, normally when we say tulip gardens, we immediately go back to Netherlands and the beauty and how the movies picturize and all that. But this was so breathtaking the moment we saw it. And yes, like Nina is mentioning, April to June is the right time. And we were just in time to catch it. After a couple of days, I think they would harvest it and all, and we would have missed it. So we were, I think, one of the last lucky people to catch it that year. So I felt very happy. And what immediately struck my mind was, there's so much of beauty around in our country, and in and around that we tend to overlook it sometimes. So that is the first thing that struck me, and it stayed along as well. So wherever I travel and visit these places, I try to take in as much as I can the essence of the place. I mean, our country itself is so diverse, right? So it's nice that way. So this is not exactly a story, but just thought of it. And yeah.
We have not seen all together all the flowers with the different colors.
Yeah, it's very pretty. It's a very beautiful sight, actually. So like the first thing that comes is these movies and those Switzerland, and I mean, not to diminish their beauty as well. But yeah, how there is so much here. So yeah, that's what I thought. Thanks.
Anybody else to share the story based on the picture?
You said you had one, Kanaga.
Yes, I had the one. Can you see the picture?
Come a little closer.
Yeah.
Yes. Who
Yes.
who are they? What is the occasion?
Yeah. This is any idea what is this? Any idea? Any perception? Any perception?
They are dignitaries at a function.
Yes.
Are you one of the people on the stage? I'm not able to make out very clearly, but
Yeah, I think you are wearing the cream to the extreme end, cream sari. That
Yeah. Yeah. Actually, this is my book launch. This is my book launch. So on seeing the picture, what you will think? What is the perception you get in the mind?
a function where the dignitaries are on the stage.
Okay. My mom is standing next to me.
Okay.
what a
Yeah.
proud moment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
called her and she published the book. She launched a book. There was a three. My daughter's two daughters and one daughter standing in that picture. I think so. Yes, behind her. The second one is taking the photos. I see. I posted my picture in the Instagram, Facebook, everything. Everybody will think, oh, super! She has launched a book. She's flying the cloud nine. Everybody will think like that. But what's the story behind this? After finishing this function, I was taking my mom from the stage. She fall down. Her pelvic bone was broken.
Mm.
She couldn't walk. I don't know. My husband was out of station. Nobody was there. Me and my two girls. How to seek the help with others, we don't know. She cannot stand erect. She cannot stand up. She's sitting. We called somebody. We took one chair. Somebody helped me to carry her. It happened in the Savita College of Engineering. They took to the Savita Dental College. Abruptly, she was admitted in hospital. They said immediately the surgery should be done for her because pelvic bone is broken. The trauma we felt on that day, we were at the Savita College till 6 o'clock. It was 6. We don't know how to carry out this, how to carry her. We don't know anything. It was abruptly happened. The surgery should be done immediately because she could not sit also at the hip part. What to do? I don't know because my spouse is out of station. I have two brothers. I called them. My younger one, please, because we are out of the city. How I can carry her? I don't know. But what you're going to do? I don't know. You bring her to Sims Hospital. Just my brother conveyed with me. How you're going to bring? I don't know. But bring her to the Sims Hospital before 7 o'clock. They are not letting us to go out. See, you do the operation. No. Whenever we go hospital, they give the big bill. You want to pay this, you want to pay that. We don't know how to do. My elder one was little smart. What she has done, no, Mama, we'll first inform to your brother. We'll first take Amama from this place. So if some other treatment they have given, no, I will be caught up with my brother. I brought her outside after a long. So we don't know how to take her because I thought I can take some cab and I can put her inside. But she's not sitting also. It's very difficult to carry her and come. We three people we don't know what to do. Okay, we wind up, we said we want to discharge, we give them a discharge certificate. We are not going to do here because my brothers are in the city. I want to discuss them just like that. I told, but they said you want to pay this much and then you take your mom. I paid nearly 10,000 bucks simply to lying down to take the X-ray. I paid and immediately me and my daughter were inquiring about the ambulance. Okay, we got that ambulance. No, we are in so crucial period. What he said, no, you want to pay in 10,000. Then you can take your mom to the SIMS hospital. We don't know what to do. Then we negotiated. At last, the guy came with the 6,000 bucks. That was the first and foremost experience in the ambulance. I thought whenever I at my place, no, when ambulance goes, when ambulance pass, when I at my court, I just used to pray that, we always say, please God, please say that. But this was a horrible experience inside the ambulance. They carried in a stretcher and make my mama to sleep in the stretcher. See, if you want oxygen, that was extra charge. Okay, I thought, okay, it sometimes it be very easy. My mama said, no, I don't want oxygen. Even a pelvic bone, she's very strong. No, I am enough to sleep. What is it? They made them to sleep on the stretcher inside the ambulance. Me and my two daughters holding tightly the ambulance. The guy took the ambulance with the high speed. We don't know how to control. There was no space to shout inside that ambulance also. There was small. I was shouting, hey, what are you crying? I supposed to fall on my mother. My younger one became panic. The way he took the ambulance, we catch hold that my with my hand, in such a way he took the rashly he drove the vehicle. My mama, despite her injury, no, she was shouting, see, you bought ambulance. What is this ambulance I've market? She's shouting to the court. We were just holding my mom, my daughter, my younger was panic. It took, see, actually, from SIMS hospital to Savita, it takes at least 2.5 hours. It was a very busy time. It's the evening time. It's the office. All the guys were leaving from the office at 5 o'clock. We started the vehicle from the 5 o'clock. Within the 40 minutes, we were in the SIMS hospital. Such a rash driving, Well, what I learned now, maybe in the ambulance, this things is going inside the ambulance. I never experienced. It was a very different experience in that ambulance. And we went to the hospital. Immediately the surgery was happened, and we were in the hospital 15 days. She recovered, and she's now here with me, Andy. By God's grace, she's okay. Without stick, she's walking, everything. She has that willpower. Why are you conveyed this? Everybody think of this photo and think, she has published the food, she'll be in a cloud nine, and everybody will think of that. What the trauma behind that only, I know, I am alone know what the trauma I went on that day, that particular day. I want to share that. So we are seeing the Instagram picture, Facebook picture. We don't know what the story behind the picture. Some may be interesting.
Scary how you had to go through that whole thing, Kanaka. I can visualize what it would have been.
Oh yeah, we are so panicked. I'm bold anybody, but sometimes it comes no. We should come out of that problem. We want to find a solution first. Whenever problem comes, we should not stagnate over there. Then it causes overthinking. You should stop that. You should find a solution how to make it better. That I learned in that strategy. How I can make the better, how I can make my mom to save her life. That was the first thing it was going inside my mind. But the whole day we suffered to the core because it was happened abruptly. We don't know anything. We are in very happy mood. But what is the behind the scene? It's only me and my daughter's face there. What I'm saying, I'm giving my testimony. See, all the glitters not the gold. The quote says no. Whatever glitters not the gold. There is something behind that. This I want to make it a story. It was very interesting. See when I show that picture, what was your perception? Oh, something. But you don't know, when I narrate the story only, you come to know this trauma she underwent. This is
One more thing, like I would like to say is, one time, at one point of time, you were honored for your book, and the
Yes.
same time, in the same stage, they were asking money for getting your mother from there.
Yeah.
So the two sides of those people are there in front of us. This is
Yes.
how we come to know exactly, because that was a show for them to show
Yes.
it on worldwide, or technically to tell everyone, see, this is what we are doing. We have honored such and such person, but
Yes.
behind their real intention is at the end monetary benefit, nothing
Yes.
else.
Yes. Even
Not
my
even.
also, my two brothers, why you took the mama to there? You are see in that situation. Even they also say one brother is in US. We have given so many calls. He didn't pick the phone. He's sleeping. He's my elder one. He wanted to do the decision, everything. My younger one, why you took the mama? What he says, you are the best for mama. You take her nice. He used to appreciate to the core. But at that moment, why you took her? Is this important to take her? Who is responsible for that? He was shouting to the core because that situation made him. You what the next thing? What we are going to do? If she's have a capacity to undergo the surgery, she's already 80. We are so scared how she's going to overcome this. It's so many things is going on that day, At last, see, and then one thing I learned: we have the problem, we will overcome the problem. We never stagnate in that problem. Whatever we are facing in every day, we have the problem. We want to meet that. We want to overcome it. We have the solution for that. You should not be panicked. You should not think. You should not be overthinking. For everything, there is a solution. You want to sit quietly. You want to think, and you want to come out of that. That way, everything will be a temporary only. The surgery, what is suffered, is only a temporary. It's not going to be a long last. That we should keep in the mind. My younger one, she has not seen this thing. Everything's happy moment, jolly. But she come to know she's crying. She could not face that one. Why they're carrying Amama in the stretcher? All this happens in the life. It's our duty how we are taking in such a manner to overcome that. Thank you, Eric. Thank you, Eric, once again for giving me the opportunity to lead this workshop.
Okay, it's been a wonderful workshop.
Thank you, Eric.
You gave us a great deal of information. Thank
Yes,
you so
thank you.
much.
Thank you, Eric.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Kanaga. Thanks.
All of them who have participated in
Thank
this.
you.
Thank you
Thank
so much.
you.
Welcome.